Hey, it's Whoops here with another Hearthstone standard deck, this time Naga Paladin. This deck actually got two new support cards with the new mini set, the first one being Myrmidon and the second one being Light Ray. Light Ray is just a good all-around card for a more control style Paladin deck, as this is what it is. The basic idea of the deck is to try to control the board through your board clears between city tax, quality, and wild Pyromancer, as these will allow you to just clear out anything, especially with Wild Pyromancer being able to be comboed with a Holy Naga roll, which will allow you to just wipe out anything that has 10 or less HP. Honestly, this is a real fun deck to play, and it's really cool to see a new variety of Paladin deck. For the Mulligan guide of this deck, you're looking for cards like Blessed Goods, Holy Naga roll, as this will allow you to heal up a bunch, Knight of Atonement, Vicious Slither Sphere, City Tax, and Wild Pyromancer are really good to keep in your open hand. If you have Equality also in your open hand, Alliance Bannerman, and finally Myrmidon itself are all real good cards to keep in your open hand, as these will allow you to have a way to draw into a bunch of cards within your deck. With the Mulligan guy out of the way, let's look at some games. Alright, time for a game against Shaman. I'm going to get rid of the Light Ray here and the School Teacher, only keeping the City Tax. It makes a little bit of sense to do it like this, just because of the fact I don't know what they're actually playing, and we didn't have any buffs in our hand. Now we have a lot of cards that would have actually been nice to have in combo with, and it actually is Rogue and not Shaman. Okay, there's the Light Ray. I have a weird tendency to draw into the highest cost cards in an entire deck. Blessed Good actually isn't bad though. Okay, they're going to use Jackpot. I find it funny, a lot of people thought that was going to be a really bad card, but it generates you two high cost spells that you don't normally have access to, and there's a wide variety of AoEs right now at high cost, so why wouldn't it be good for Rogue? I'm going to grab the Hammer. We can instantly kill their Buccaneer next turn. Okay, there's a Neptulon. Neptulon doesn't do us much. Yet, at least. Okay, so we're just going to kill the 2-1, pass the turn back, heal up a little bit. I'm going to use Reconnaissance. Knowing my luck, they'll get Media or Medaya or whatever the hell it's called. That seems to be the #1 grab off of that. It makes sense too, if you have to pick anything. Okay, so we're going to draw a card here. Probably should have actually used the Bannerman first, but oh well. Could have got an extra stat off of that. School Teacher, interesting. We're going to keep the charge on the Hammer because it's a kind of a waste on a 1-1. Okay, they're going to play Vessel. That's not too big of a shock. Oh, Cariel's actually pretty good. We can't play it yet, but it's pretty good. Let's play down the School Teacher. Noble Sacrifice or Avenge? Avenge is probably better here just because we have multiple minions. Then we can pass the turn back. Okay, we're gonna buff up the School Teacher, heal up for a bunch, kill their minion. Why not? And then next turn we'll use probably the hero card and then just start buffing up the big minions in our hand. Actually, that might not be the best decision. What else can we do this turn? We could heal up the School Teacher a little bit. Yeah, let's heal them up a little bit, and then we'll kill the 6/6, heal it up even more, and just keep it on the board. And might as well keep using the mana just so we can get a discount on the other two cards in our hand. And this is actually a pretty good position to be in, especially against Rogue. Okay, that is a frustrating card for them to randomly generate. I guess they do have Jackpot, so it does act as a board clear. Alright, so they can actually kill our minion. We probably should just use the hero card here. If we use the hero card here, coin out a hero power, we can hit a 50-50 with something that's actually good, or we could just pass the turn back. Actually, I guess keeping the coin just so we can put out Neptulon a turn early might be really decent. A Swift Scale Trickster. That's frustrating. Yeah, again, with cards like that, I'm shocked people thought Jackpot was going to be bad. I want to do a big spell rogue deck again. Okay, we can use the school teacher, see what we generate. Righteous defense actually is a really good thing to get here, especially because we can use a wild pyromancer to instantly trigger it. Or we could actually just, you know, attack into it. That makes a lot of sense too. That kills one minion, but it keeps the other one alive. Smite is getting buffed up. As long as they don't have a Mutanus, we should be fine. Okay, so they're going to play a Cutlass Carrier here. Going to use it to trigger their spell. Luckily for us, we have a lot of ways to actually just clear out this board. Perfectly fine with them trying to clear out our board too. Are they actually going to attack into our minion to get rid of it? Okay, so they just leave it up. That's 5 damage on board. And then, depending on what this hits... Okay, that's actually one of the better targets to hit. We can use this to heal that up a little bit, just to keep it alive. We're not actually going to go for the kill this turn. We're going to go for it next turn. Just going to clear out everything here, though. We also can duplicate the one spell if we really feel like it next turn using Queen Azhara. But we actually probably don't even need it. We're at 18. We have Smite with a bunch of attack and one big buff. So unless they have some type of way to... Well, that clears out the board. Doesn't really do much. They can protect their face. Oh, that could be bad. Hopefully they can't steal anything that good. Oh, they missed the Smite. Okay. It got probably the 2 worst targets they could have. Well, let's put that down and see what we hit here. We don't hit the Smite. We can still put down the Smite and then that. I think this is perfect lethal here. It is. Or close to it. Alright, time for a game against Warlock. Okay, so while Pyromancer and City Tax are pretty good, and especially Alliance Bannerman is also pretty decent, we're going to mulligan away the hero card, since it doesn't do us anything yet. Light Ray is not something I want to see this early, but it can be easily discounted. Since we do have a high number of Paladin cards in the deck, it is Murloc Warlock, which might make this a little bit more difficult. We're probably just going to pass the turn back, to be honest. Okay, so they have 2 big minions. We still don't have enough mana to do anything with the Wild Pyromancer, but in theory, if we survive till next turn, we should be able to do something there. Okay, so if our minion stays alive, we'll be able to actually wipe out their board. Oh, Equality is actually a pretty good way to wipe out the board in combination with City Tax. Okay, they're going to use Rock Bottom, which doesn't do much here. Actually, it depends if they have a Chum Bucket in hand, and it doesn't look like they do, so they're going to draw a card. Twin Fin is a bit frustrating, though it isn't buffed up, so it doesn't really matter so much. Seeing the City Tax is actually pretty good here. Just going to use it. And then we could drop a Wild Pyromancer just to stick something down or use our Hero Power. Hero Power is probably safer. The Ravager is going to draw them into 3 cards. Garden's Grace doesn't do us anything yet. We're going to put down Queen Azhara, probably grabbing the Horn of the Ancients. Sometimes you want to pull the ring just so you can duplicate the buff, but most times you're probably going to choose the Horn of the Ancients. At least that's what I default to. Probably not the best habit, but it is what it is. Okay, they're going to play down a bunch of minions. We need to get rid of this board. Not actually that sticky. Oh, they're just going to clear it for us. That's fine. We should get rid of the 1-3 though. Let's see what we get off of the horn. Just see if it's instantly playable or not. And it is. That's actually pretty good. Then we can just hero power and hopefully it'll hit some of the Murlocs. It does. It doesn't kill the one that I want to kill, but oh well. Okay, so we have an infinite clear in our hand with the Wild Pyromancer, but I don't know if we want to actually use it because I'm assuming they're probably going to try to clear out some of our board here. That's a weird oh, I guess they could just clear all the arms and then it doesn't really do much. Okay, so Bless Goods also doesn't really do much, but it is what it is. Lightbringer's Hammer actually sees some play by randomly generating it. Probably should have attacked opposite way, but it is what it is. I'm going to put down the Bannerman, see what we can draw into. Knight of Atonement is pretty decent, and we are discounting the Light Ray in our hand by quite a few by keep playing a bunch of Paladin's cards. Okay, Gigafin is a bit frustrating, but... oh, hey, there's Mr. Smite. Do we have a... oh, Wild Pyromancer plus the Light Roll should allow us to get back all of our minions, and it will actually allow us to get the whole body of the Colossus minion back. Just going to alternate between myself and them. Then we can just do that. And then pass the turn, and we should win in a turn or two. And they give up. Alright, time for a game against Mage. I really do wish they kinda did the Naga portrait instead of the Night Elf version of Lady Xhalag. That would have been a lot cooler, but I guess they didn't want to do it. They even have a really cool artwork in Mercenaries that would have been great as a alternate hero portrait. Maybe they're saving it for the future. Well, we can put down the Vicious Slither Spear first. Then turn 2, we have the Knight of Atonement. Okay, Garden's Grace doesn't do us anything yet. I'm actually kind of curious of what type of mage they are. They haven't played anything yet. Equality is actually pretty good. Or at least it's halfway to something pretty good. Okay, they're going to coin something out. Treasure Guard, so they're Naga Mage, that's fine. There's the second Grace. Really funny thing about the Grace is the first Grace will make the second one actually just cost 0. So that's always a cool little interaction, and then we can just pass the turn back here. We do have the Equality and Wild Pyromancer whenever they do play out a bunch of minions. I love that card back though. Okay, School Teacher on turn 4 is pretty decent. We can see what we get off of this though. Ring of Courage could be useful next turn, if our minions actually survive, that is. Okay, a School Teacher of their own. Naga Mage might be the next Mage deck. I was trying some weird wacky shit for Mage. Well, we can use the Sigil of Courage. Won't buff up anything here, but that's fine. That makes a 4/6. We can trade that in. We don't need it yet. Holy Mackerel Roll is actually kind of funny. We can just kill that and then go face or kill their minion and then buff this up a little bit, forcing them to try to kill it next turn. And it also does discount our Graces in hand. Okay, so first Flame. We're going to kill the School Teacher, which is fine. Leaving the Spear up is kind of a weird decision. Ah, Flurry. That explains that. Okay, so Queen Xhalag. That would have been nice last turn, though. Too bad we don't have those spells anymore. Okay, so we're just building a board. It's just a race to whoever can build their Naga synergy faster. Queen Xhalag. Okay. We're going to use First Flame, which will kill our Myrmidon. Or Myrmidon. Lesser Goods, okay. Going for Noble Sacrifice discounts the gardens. That's the main reason why I want to do it like this. And then we can just buff up 2 of the minions to prevent them from just hard targeting one of them and go face. And that should actually trigger Queen Xhalag too. So we could choose something out of Queen Xhalag. Now, that is a really frustrating minion to deal with. We do have the Equalize and 2 Divine Shield minions, so we might actually just be able to win here. Oh, City Tax. That actually helps a lot too. No, go for the City Tax. Oh, okay. I guess this works also. And I missed Lethal because I'm dumb and forgot to actually use the 2 spells in our hand. Actually, I guess I didn't miss it. Oh no, I did. That is a little bit frustrating to see. We do have lethal next turn though, I think. As long as they don't heal, or gain armor, I should say. Okay, Arcane Intellect doesn't really do much in this situation. Puts them at 1 mana. They play down an our minion. They're going to kill our minion. And then Queen Azara into the dagger would have been lethal. I made a lot of misplays this game. I forgot this was the one. Okay, bless goods. Let's see what we get. Cavalry Horn actually helps us. Let's see what we get here. Might as well get that. And Noble Sacrifice. Nagas don't really have that many taunts besides Treasure Guardian, so as long as that doesn't happen, we should be fine. Okay, there's the Siren. Okay, so that'll protect Lady Azara, technically. Won't do much, though. Come on, just don't have a taunt, and my misplays won't matter at all. I really don't know what I was thinking when I chose the ring over the weapon. I think I thought the weapon was on the far left is the thing. I don't know why I thought that, but I think that's what I thought. Okay, if we didn't have this weapon, we'd probably lose here. Okay, they're going to use Counterspell. That doesn't actually do anything. And all we have to do is play the weapon and win here. Okay, now that we're through the games, let's discuss my final thoughts of the deck. Overall, this deck was alright. It wasn't too great, it wasn't too bad. Honestly, it is actually really cool to see Myrmidon as a really powerful card in a deck like this. However, Paladin doesn't really have a real big payoff for drawing into a bunch of cards, as you don't have that many ways to actually mana cheat. And if there was a big payoff for the deck, this would be a lot better. But as it currently stands, it's just an alright deck overall. It's really cool to see some old synergies back in Standard though, through Wild Pyromancer and Equality. But besides that, it's a deck that will get you some wins, but again, isn't the best deck in the world. So I can't recommend it unless you already have all the cards in the deck, and a lot of these cards are actually just common anyways, so you might. Like always, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, bye bye.